This episode of the Totally Rad Show is brought to you by OnLive. Coming up, we promised and we're finally getting to one of the biggest games of the year, Modern Warfare 3.
Hello and welcome to the Totally Rad Show. We've got a great week. We are finally... We've baked it enough. We are finally getting to our Modern Warfare 3 review.
It's been brining.
It's been brining, yes, as my turkey did. Yeah. Which turned out amazing, by the way. I'm just putting that into the future.
And then tomorrow, we have a gadget review for you. Sony's Simulview television that lets you have both 3D and 2 players on one screen. So
I'm very excited to see that
gadget out.
Yep.
And then on Wednesday, be sure to tune in to watch On My Radar, where we talk about the things that have been on our radar.
Correct.
Some choice picks.
Yeah.
Bam. Ooh, funny. If I had stuck with that, picks would have been a very apropos thing. Thursday, we are going to be back for Media Mash-Up, which you will see.
And then Friday, we're wrapping things up with a review of Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Yep.
The new
TTSS.
spy movie. Speaking of media mashup, though.
Yes! Best time to use a Media Mashup background, Media Mashup.
Thank you, Ken Q. He sent that in. You can send in backgrounds as well to fans@totallyradshow.com if you want to see your artwork on our show and hear
Prominently
us
displayed.
say your first name and last initial, or whatever you'd like.
That's how it works. All right, let's get into the show.
Well, we've been distracted the last few weeks with our Zeldas and our Saints Rows and our Skyrims, but now it's finally time to talk about the big daddy of them all for this season, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Shattering records.
Yeah, huge seller, obviously very popular. I'm sure we don't need to tell you what it is, but it's clear that the Call of Duty franchise has broken into 2 parallel lines. The Black Ops sort of line and the sort of Infinity Ward's helmed Modern Warfare line. And that is all the more clear because the single-player campaign of Modern Warfare 3 picks up right where 2 left off, story-wise. I mean, almost in the exact moment it leaves off. So we're going to talk about the single player. We've all been playing a lot of the multiplayer, I'm sure. It's a very robust package. We don't need to tell you what Call of Duty is. Let's leap right in. Alex, I know that I want to hear your thoughts on the single player, but I also know that you ran out opening day, stood in line with the huddled masses and got your copy. And the thing I'm most curious about is how much you leapt into the multiplayer, embraced the multiplayer, instead of doing that with Battlefield 3. What is it about this franchise that gets you all excited when other military first-person shooters don't?
Well, it's interesting that you said it that way, because maybe in a segment forthcoming here, you might realize how shifty that might feel. But what I will say is there are certain things, because I also connected much more with the multiplayer in Modern Warfare 2 than I did in Black Ops. And I realized that what it really comes down to is, for me, first off, the game is amazing. I mean, as far as the multiplayer goes, unbelievable. Unbelievable. The realism is there. Is
it more of the same, or did you find new things to get excited about?
Wait, did you mean to say Modern Warfare 3 than Black Ops? You said you connected with the multiplayer Modern Warfare 2 more than Black Ops.
Right, and then I said, I'll talk about that later. Because one of the things that the multiplayer in Modern Warfare does, which I love, which is the leveling mechanic isn't just there's certain things that you have to get that that's how I like to play, and you have to wait, you have to play in order to. It's a genius way of tricking you through the learning curve, right?
It's carrots on sticks,
It's
right?
carrots on sticks, but not only is it carrots on sticks, it's look, you're gonna be. I mean, it's sort of like their noob vet ad, right? Everybody's a noob. Everybody who picks up this game and has never played one is a noob, right? including me whenever I pick up these multiplayer games, because I'm not the guy who's been playing multiplayer all through the year just waiting for Modern Warfare 3 to come out. But what happens is that when I get in, I get killed. Just, here's your code, thanks for coming. Maybe I get a kill out of 20, in the first couple rounds. Rather than other games like Black Ops, I would become very frustrated at that because I would be able to, through gaining the money, I could just unlock the things that I know was the best, loadout for me. Mm-hmm. So to get destroyed with your best loadout because you're not proficient with the game yet is very frustrating. Mm-hmm. But the thing with Modern Warfare 3, and the thing that I loved about Modern Warfare 2, which is where I think the multiplayer things diverged for me, was that I had to get through the games that I knew. I just have to get a couple kills because I need the points because I'm really shooting to get this.
You're getting your loadout.
Getting my loadout.
I want my loadout, that's the target.
I like my loadout. And you have targets even within the weapons that you use. So I start using a weapon and I'm like, okay, I like the feel of this. I mean, I'm not very good with it, but I like the feel. I like that it has, it's fully automatic, so when the SCF, I can just hold the trigger and spray and pray and run. Then it's, okay, I need to level this gun up. I want to get that scope that I like on this gun. So then it becomes every kill that I get, whether I get killed 20 times or not, is pushing me towards the goal of getting the scope that I want or getting the attachment that I want. And that really is where this game shines. I think I'm level 40 now in the game. I got all sorts of different stuff. Plus the other thing is you can level up stuff like I leveled up these MP5, the little machine pistols, so I could get akimbo, like the 2 ones. And so I just was using this gun that I would never use, but I was like, I remembered in Modern Warfare 2 getting the, I think they're P90s or whatever, you can get them akimbo, and I was like liquid death with those things.
It encourages experimentation, encourages playing outside your comfort zone a little bit just because it has such a robust reward system.
Oh yeah, and not only that, there's a couple things that they added which I thought was genius, which is the death streak. Or the the ability
there, right?
The support versus
no,
is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, where you can actually say it's not just the death streak because that was there before, although now it's a little bit more robust. It's the ability to go for an assault kill streak or a support kill streak.
Right.
And when you change to support kill streak, your kill streak perpetuates through death.
Yeah.
So you can get to those 9, 10, 15 kill
you don't
rewards,
have the heartbreak of
but
being
you're not,
killed in the middle of
exactly, and that's really great because also those are really supportive stuff. Some of the other things, the new remote control car is like great. The anti-personnel mines that you can just plant around a corner, and literally somebody comes around the corner and it's like fwing.
Yeah.
And I love that. You're just running around and all of a sudden it's like 100 points, and you're like, that worked. You know what I mean? Those little things are the things that are amazing.
Like Skinny Jonah Hill.
Like Skinny Jonah Hill, exactly. So really quickly, the single player, gorgeous, amazing. It's really funny reviewing playing the single player right off the bat of Battlefield because now I get what you say. I understand this game is at 11.
Yeah.
There is no stopping. There's no stopping. And it does get overwhelming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the multiplayer is not really like that. There's lulls and there's sort of things like that. But coming from the multiplayer
Everyone's shouting
and
at
off
you
of
constantly.
that, it was a little
Go,
hard.
go, go!
It was a little hard. It was like I'm shooting. All of a sudden the wall's exploding. Why did the wall explode? And now I'm running, and now somebody's grabbing my collar and like, are you alive? And I'm like, I don't even know where I am. It's like, go, get out there. You know what I mean? It got a little fatiguing. That said, I mean, A+ title all across the stuff. You're doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And there is something about the fact that it goes back to that old review of Modern Warfare 1, which is it is a badass simulator. And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's
almost a superhero simulator.
It is.
Now.
It really is.
We've gone past badass to
when you can survive
inhuman.
some of the things that they survived, it's all good.
Yeah. Dan, big Modern Warfare fan.
Yes.
Tell me what your experience has been.
Awesome. I think it's an awesome game. And speaking of the single player, it's just at the point now where you feel the formula in it, where if we do another one like this...
You mean next year?
Yeah. I don't know. But there was a drastic shift from to the Modern Warfare series from the old, like the other war games where they honed in on this formula. And that was amazing. So I would love to see that next shift, whatever it would be. I don't know if you could, but to its credit, thing I will say is, even though it feels like the same kinds of things are happening over and over again from the other game, on the one hand, I love the story that's told throughout these games. That it's like we're only to the aspect that we're like preventing World War III in the first game. It's like
it sounds like it's happening in this one.
and that's what I'm saying. And now it's happened. Like I love that. Like the thing that you were at the last second, you're going to turn off the nuclear missile. In the first Modern Warfare. Second one is like you're in the suburbs, and then the next one is like no, it's awful everywhere. I kind of think that's pretty cool. Just to have this sort of like really robust experience across 3 games. But I will say, every time I play the game, I'm like, what can they do next? I've done every kind of milieu. I've done like in the jungle. I've done in the thing, and what they do
thing the best.
in the jungle, in the city, I'm in the underwater. I'm in the everything is like you feel like they've done it. But what they do so well is storytelling. And ridiculous that I'd be talking about that in this first-person shooter, whatever, that we think is 211, whatever. But, I'll tell you, the minute-to-minute, the moment-to-moment storytelling is one of the best in immersion. I mean, you feel like you're in, they really feel, and the designers feel completely in sync to what I am experiencing from moment to moment, and I'm just put through, I say this every time, but I have to repeat it. It's like I'm on a roller coaster or a tram tour,
theme park
where
ride,
I'm like,
that's what
it
I'm
is.
really going through this incredible
The dinosaur
whirlwind.
jumps out at your head at the right time.
But there's moments where we are just, I'm just shooting guys from a distance, pop and shoot or whatever. So it does sort of hit, that's your time to breathe a little bit and just play a game. And there's moments where you are just put through a mesmerizing experience that, it's like going on Star Tours.
Yeah.
I
It's like
completely
going
agree.
on this, you can't get that. Even Star Tours isn't as immersive because you're not controlling it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I completely agree that it's like being on Indiana Jones the ride or Star Tours the ride. But I don't think that experience is good storytelling. I don't feel like I'm being told a story. I feel like I'm being thrust from crazy moment to crazy moment.
It's experience conveying.
Yeah,
but it's
I
not
think
just-
it relates.
Yeah.
If A New Hope is a great story compared to Star Tours, which isn't a story but is an incredible experience, that's how I feel you compare, this game to I don't have an example of a great storytelling game, but I don't feel like this is how you convey a story to me. I have really no idea what's happening moment to moment other than somebody's yelling at me to get to the next checkpoint, or I need to follow the next guy, or I need to lay down really fast because some dudes are walking by. I will agree with you that what I'm actually doing and what is so insanely epic that I'm swept up in the experience of it. I mean, there's that sequence in the desert where the sandstorm comes through, and it's like, I've never experienced anything like this. The fact that they're showing me this is incredible. And the thing that this version does, I think, better than any of the previous Call of Duties is these games used to be so mission-based, where you would have, this is the sniper mission, now this is the tank mission, now this is the running on the street mission. Now these missions have elements of all that stuff within one chapter. So you rush out of a building and you're on the street, and then you get into a chopper and you're above it and you're shooting down onto it, and then you get out of the chopper and now you're snipe. It's like you're doing so many different kinds of things within one single mission that is really thrilling and dynamic, and it feels like the world is bigger and interconnected, and that is all so cool. I just wish that they didn't feel the need to dissect out anything that isn't the most intense moment.
Yeah.
That I don't need to arrive on the scene when the biggest thing is about to happen and then keep having big things. I don't need to have the chapter start right when, oh my God, can you believe that?
I don't know that it always is that way.
It almost always is.
Once again, I'm disagreeing with this game the same way I did in the other one, because I feel like because let me clarify too, it's not the story of the game. It's not like this competes with a Star Wars or whatever as this great story. I specifically am saying the storytelling, because when you go the sandstorm level, it's like you see a sandstorm off in the distance, and you're like, that's probably going to be awesome later, but you're not experiencing that. You're walking through your guys and a thing, you got to go through the hotel or whatever it is, and people pop out and blah 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 blah, and then you do something that goes wrong, and now you're stuck in the sandstorm.
But
and
I have no idea what that thing
distance.
is that went wrong. I have no idea what the story is that they're telling me. I know that the story that I'm experiencing, I definitely have a personalized story of wow, I was here, then I was there, then oh my God, this happened, and then I was here. But I have no idea the moment-to-moment story that they are actually trying to tell of stopping World War III or stopping. I have no concept of what that is because the crusts are always cut off, and the crusts being setups and denouement. I'm never given a build up to the story or a release from the story. I'm only ever cut into the most intense moment of that action, and I feel like that does a disservice to the storytelling. But I think we're kind of talking about two different things.
Yeah, I kind of want to address that separate from that moment-to-moment design. Because I don't think it is like everyone's yelling. What is so beautiful is that like, you know, when you're underwater which was the level they showed at E3, but like you're underwater and you're
really
like,
fun.
whoa, and you're like seeing, and that's not 11, that's at 0, you know, you're like seeing
You're underwater
like cars.
that long.
Yeah.
And you place a bomb, it blows up, then you're on top of the water, and then all the shit is hitting the fan. You have to run into a. I mean.
But that's awesome. But that.
I'm not arguing with you that it's not awesome.
No, but that is an experience that so many other games, not the bad companies and whatever, like they do not put me through that. You know, like
you
that is an
haven't
incredible.
played Uncharted 3 yet, and
True.
I keep comparing this to Uncharted 3 in the sense of that is storytelling.
Wow. Yeah.
That is telling me a story, and there's like beautiful, tender dialogue moments. There's moments where I'm connecting with characters. The end of this game is supposed to make me feel like, holy crap, there's a character and I get to play as that character, and oh my god, this. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like the end of a theme park ride.
But I don't want to even compare that's not even what I'm referring to when I talk about the storytelling in this game.
I know. I think we're mixing our terms.
Yeah.
I'm talking about narrative, and you're talking about a subjective first-person feeling of being inside.
I'm not talking about the writing of Call of Duty. I'm talking about the game design.
A subjective plot. And I'm talking about a narrative. So it's a little bit of cross terms. And
AAA titles.
Multiplayer is excellent.
It is.
The Spec Ops is so much better. We didn't even talk about that.
Yep.
So much better because of the way they've redesigned co-op, and the new sort of horde mode-esque thing is awesome.
And you can do little missions.
Yeah.
That I didn't get to play with anyone. I did
Spec
solo.
Ops.
The Spec Ops missions.
Yeah, they've had that before, but
Not part of the horde mode part, just the part of like going through the.
yeah, that's. I mean, they've had that in the series,
But I
stuff.
did miss the gambling games that were in the
Black Ops
big time.
Yeah.
There was
Next year's
nothing.
game.
There was nothing innovative in this multiplayer, as much as this Black Ops. That was like that was like, oh my god, I can play multiplayer
I
in a
remember
whole
that.
new
I was
way.
like, this should be in everything.
Yeah. So
Cool. All right, everybody, be sure to stick around. We're going to be answering one of your Twitter questions right after this. But first, Jeff Cannata, sponsor.
Hey, if you're still buying video games at a game store or using a slow downloading service, you haven't discovered the future of gaming.
What is the future of gaming?
On Live. Here's the thing: the On Live folks have hooked me up and educated me about On Live because, to be honest, even as somebody who covers video games and has seen them at numerous trade shows, I really had a misconception about what On Live was.
I probably do as well.
I thought On Live was that little box that you get, that you put on your TV, and it works as it's like a console, but it streams games instead of, no.
Yep, you have totally.
You can get that.
Oh, okay.
That is a thing, but that's not what On Live is. On Live is basically the Netflix of video games. It works on any device. You can, any Mac, PC, laptop you've got. It has such a tiny little footprint. You log on and you're able to play games streamed to you. It's basically, regardless of your system specs, you can play the hottest, coolest, most awesome games right now. They just released L.A. Noire, which just came out on the PC. Saints Row the Third, Deus Ex Human Revolution. Your save games are saved in the cloud. So remember how Dan used to, back in the olden days, used to say, I can't play that because it's not on a Mac. It doesn't matter if it's out on a Mac or not. You're using your
You're
online,
out on a Mac.
You're using your On Live system on your Mac, and you're playing PC games at awesome high quality settings. It looks great. It starts instantly. It's really, really amazing. And they're allowing you to demo games. You can do a 30-minute demo completely for free. Like, there's no subscription needed for this. That's where it differentiates from
it's free.
Netflix. There's
You
no
just pay
subscription.
for the game that you want to play.
They have subscription options if you want to have like a huge library of games, but you just pay for the game you want, and there's like 30-minute demos of awesome games. Some of the games you can't get it. You couldn't even download a demo the only way to get a demo to try them before you buy them is on OnLive, like Lord of the Rings War in the North, Batman Arkham City, Saints Row the Third. They don't exist anywhere else. It's a really awesome service, and we've got your hookup. For the first 100 Totally Rad Show fans that answer this offer, you can get a game for half price. It's a really cool deal that they're offering just for our show, just for our fans.
Just for the first 100 fans.
Just for the first 100. So don't delay. There's only 100 of the coupons. So the coupon code is totally 50. So it's like 50% off. Totally 50.
Totally 50, dude. That's a great code.
So
Yeah, brah.
seriously,
Yeah.
check it out because you can download the service. It takes a second to install.
I'm totally gonna try it.
Costs you nothing.
I might use one of the codes.
You're not allowed.
Damn it!
Yeah. Check it out. Seriously, I've been totally sold on this idea. It's pretty incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, people, that is it. We will see you mañana.
Join us tomorrow for our hands-on review of the new PlayStation 3D display.
Today's question of the day comes in from @ThePotatoPope. What's up, Dougie?
That's our buddy.
Favorite holiday food that you eat way too much of? Mine is very easy. It is my mom's Thanksgiving stuffing. I literally force myself not to make this stuffing every day of every week until Thanksgiving, because I would literally eat it till my face exploded.
Good that you save it.
Am I allowed to say all of it? All of it.
Yeah, you could, yeah.
I mean, people are baking cookies at this time of year.
Yeah.
I can't resist them.
We know how you love
Do you
pies.
like-
I love pie.
Do you guys like the holiday cookies that are like shaped like Christmas trees or whatever with sprinkles on it?
They're
Almost
basically
like
sugar
hard,
cookies.
You mean
crispy.
sugar cookies?
I like
They're
them
like
if...
hard and crispy. I
Oh,
like
the
soft.
ones from...
I prefer soft
Everyone
as
kind of
well.
makes them and they're
In
like
a pinch.
in a pinch it'll do.
I like to have some frosting though. I like to have some frosting
yeah.
on my cookies, especially of the holiday persuasion.
Yeah.
Some salt. I mean, just take a second. and
Or a
pronounce what
soft
I'm
little
saying.
more sugar.
Come on.
Come on.
Sprinkle sugar, like the hard green and red sugars from a little thing. Come on. Where's the work? Where's the effort? I mean, you made the
Yeah.
cookie.
I was in mine stuffing as well. I'm always tempted to eat a ton of sweet potato, whatever it is, pie or whatever. But I always feel it's so good, and yet I feel like it spoils my dessert. You know, so I'm not gonna fill up on that. I'm gonna have all my delicious stuffing, saltiness. Then I'll have my dessert later, as long as it's not holiday crispy cookies.
You know what's really cool is that in recent years, my mom, my mom's side of the family has we've developed a new tradition for our Christmas Eve dinner is always a crab feed.
Oh,
So
that's
They
great.
get
Boy.
crab because it's San Francisco. He goes to the pier, gets
I love this.
crab, and we just gouge ourselves on crab and salad.
Oh, I love that.
And it's really a fun communal thing because it's such a physical
Is
activity.
the
and the
salad
whole family's
crab
eating.
salad? And we have salad. Well, I'll have more crab salad, please.
Awesome.
Amazing. Thank you, Diggy.